right, welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. All right, so apparently, protests are going on now because they're actually protesting as they're rallying to counter Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's appearance in the Twin Cities on Friday. And she's going to be discussing immigration enforcement in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So I do have some coverage of that. Um, and as you can see, they are preparing for her speech. So as we wait for that to take place, I can go ahead and share with you. Here we go. All right. Um, an aerial view of the actual protests. Okay. Do me one small favor, folks. If you will, go ahead and hit that little thumb. That is the like button. And so they just won't stop. And she's going to be talking and discussing uh, these issues, these immigration issues. And of course, she's going to discuss some of the people who were arrested. Yes. How you doing, Greg? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I jumped on a little earlier than anticipated. Sherry Yelverton, hello. Hey, honey, how are you? Bridget Gabriel, awesome. Yes. Pennywise is back. Hello, love. All right. Yeah. So share this stream out. I want to hear what she has to say. We know Minneapolis is awful, unless you're illegal. Boom. We know that. And so, again, this is what I voted for. So I want to hear what she has to say as we're waiting. And look at some of the weapons that they have confiscated. So they are definitely. Bridget said, yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Bridget. I think you're new here. And we want to welcome you to the Rolynn's Reviews family. All right, I'll go ahead and do a little roll call. Greg, of course, is here. Hello, love. I hope that you are well. And Pennywise keeps coming back. So that's a good thing. Sherry Elverton. Hello, hello, hello. I am enjoying this. I don't know why these people keep rocking eyes. Yes. Keep rocking. Keep on rocking me, baby. Keep on rocking me, baby. I went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. Thank you, Citizen Kane. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Keep on rocking. Pennywise, I hope that you had a fantastic Friday. Megan is here. Yeah. So this is probably going to be one of those super streams. Just depends on what happens with the, how you doing, agent? Protests. And I'm probably going to go over to the protest so you can see an aerial view of what they are doing. Why, I do not know. Citizen Kang, hello. How are you doing? Citizen Kang, Sister Prosperity sent me some footage. So I will definitely try to work on that and share that with everyone tomorrow. Megan, hello. How are you doing, dear? If you're enjoying the content and you want to help the channel, the best thing you can do is to hit that like button. And if you've been watching and you're not already subscribed, hey, today's your day. We want to welcome you to the Rolynn's Reviews family. CJ, Minneapolis is disgusting. You're absolutely right. How they start getting those Somali? Yes. What the heck is it with all these Muslims coming and being voted in to our offices? That is wrong on many levels. Bridget, I am. I've heard you before, and this live popped up. These protesters would be singing a different tune if a crime by an illegal immigrant happened to them or their loved ones. Boom, you got it, Bridget. So they are taking dangerous people off the streets. This is what I voted for. I have no complaints. So if they don't like it, they can lump it. Boom. So I'm checking, I'm looking at the live coverage now. ICE equals Nazis. Let me show you. Hold 1 second. How you doing? Like and subscribe, people. Let's get these numbers up. Yes, Pennywise. Thank you, love. Nice. It's only in blue states. Exactly. As I said, if Trump pulls the federal funding, they won't be sanctuary cities any longer. And I love what he's doing. This is most assuredly what I, as well as you, have voted for, because this is ridiculous. And so, and they're thinking, by the budget not being passed, they're thinking that they're hurting Trump. But ever notice how every time they try to hurt Trump, they wind up hurting themselves? Those idiots do not learn. How you doing, Sister Prosperity? Hello. WAPX News. Hello. So we're talking about they are protesting in Minneapolis. They are protesting because they're upset, okay, about Kristi Noem's appearance in the Twin Cities. So she's going to be discussing immigration enforcement, and they don't like that. Rusty, hello, love. How are you? CJ, it's a long-term plan for the Islamic to take over our country. Notice how they keep getting elected across the country. Yes. CJ, what are people that dense? They're not smart enough to figure that out. Really? Oh my God. Rusty, I just associate the word sanctuary with anti-American. Now, Rusty, you're intelligent, and that's kind of where I'm at. Because that's all that the left is fighting for. Okay. And I have a serious problem with that. And when they're elected, they're not doing anything for American citizens. They're helping their communities. So that's very un-American to me. When you're elected,
peace plan for Gaza.
You're
for the plan to advance, Hamas must disarm.
Okay.
Instead,
get rid of the commercial. You're supposed to be there for Americans. And they keep voting these people in. I'm like, what the heck are they doing? Citizen Kane, his pushback on the legal term illegal aliens was intended to deflect from my question about the report the White House is demanding of him on spending of federal funds on the undocumented. Yeah. So just cut and they're blaming everything. Yes, Pennywise. They're blaming everything on Trump. And they think that this government shutdown, is going to hurt Trump. They're the idiots, because everyone with more than 2 brain cells knows that they don't want to pass it, because they want the illegals to get that money, more millions of American taxpayer dollars. How you doing, Robert? Oh, Miss Rolynn, Hakeem Jeffries is endorsing Mandami for mayor of New York City. Very pathetic. Robert, I think you were here. I said I would never, ever live in New York City again. They're done. Okay? They're almost like LA at this point. Okay? And so I'm done. Let me check on the protesting. And the protesting the aerial views that I have, unfortunately, there is no sound. So I can show you. Of course, they have those dumb signs. Forget ICE. I said forget. They said something else. I think you know what I'm talking about. So, Rolynn, the actual Justice Warrior clip I sent you explains everything. It's actually simple. Yeah, Cher. Thank you so much. Waiting on a Trump meme labeled "Hold My Beer." Sounds good to me. And that's just where we are. Let me go ahead, and I just got in from work, folks. So I haven't really had time to, do a lot. I could see that, this was going on. I said, I'll go ahead and jump on. Had a field trip today, so I think I walked like 20 miles. Oh my goodness. Um, Citizen Kane was in the meeting today with Brandon Pritzker and others. Okay, I think he dropped a link. Prosperity, if you will, text that to me if you have not already. Thank you so much. Two of Johnson's press aides called themselves checking me on yelling if he included the 16.1 billion figure in the report and sent it to the White House. Okay, Citizen Kane. All right. All right. Showtime. Here they come. See what's said, what's being said. And then I'll take you to let you see an aerial view of the protesters. Rusty, I wish I had a teacher like you in school. Oh, thank you, Rusty. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Ah, CJ, I sure hope the New Yorkers show up and vote for Cuomo, even though I hate what he did to our elderly during the pandemic, but he's not a communist like Mandami. Yes, I agree. If they vote Mandami in, New York is just done. They're done. And that's just where we are. And again, this is what I voted for. So you're not going to see me with the long face complaining. I love it. Here we go. Let me check. Yeah, so I guess she'll be in momentarily. Rusty, let them FAFO. Right, Rusty. Again, they're dense. Wow. I just don't get it. Pritzker wasn't there, but Cook County President Tony Predwinkle and the Illinois congressional delegation were, along with Jamila Watcher from California. Okay. Greg, I don't understand. What do they not see? You're voting your enemies into office. Like, what the heck? I don't get that at all. At all. All right, here she is. Let's see what she's saying.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. My name is Kristi Noem. I'm the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. And today we're here in Minneapolis and St. Paul visiting with folks and community members and our law enforcement officers about the worst of the worst. This office here has done incredible work to make sure that we are getting criminals, terrorists, foreign terrorist organizations, gang members off of our streets and protecting the members of this community. I have behind me 4 of the individuals that work here in the state and in this region to make sure that we're getting dangerous people away from the citizens in this community in this state, and I want to introduce them for you. We have Sam. Sam Westbay is with HSI. He is the acting special agent that's in charge of this office, and he'll make a few opening remarks here in a little bit as well. We also have David Easterwood. David is with ERO. He is the acting field office director, and I'll ask him to give you a quick update on some of the work and operations that they've been doing as well. We have Tanya Price, who's HSI, an assistant special agent in charge that is stationed here and is doing good work for the citizens of Minnesota, and also Toria Rich. She's the ERO deputy field office director that has been here for several years now working to help protect community members. Listen, the work that these individuals have done has been incredible. Under the Trump administration, our president has been focused on protecting American citizens, on making America safe again. And these individuals get up every single day and support their law enforcement officers that are out on the street upholding the law. Now remember, in this country, with this president in the White House, we don't pick winners and losers. We don't decide which law gets enforced and which one doesn't. There are laws, they are on the books, they were put in place, voted on, and instituted, and therefore we enforce them all. If members of Congress, senators, governors don't like the law, then they should go through the work of changing them and telegraphing and communicating to their members that live in their communities why it needs to be changed. So today, these officers have done incredible work to make sure they're protecting our next generation of Americans. Just since January, they have removed over 4,300 individuals off of our streets who have been arrested and were committing crimes and here illegally in this country. 3,316 had criminal histories, which means they were out there perpetuating violence against citizens here, and now they're no longer doing that because of the work of these law enforcement officers. Of those individuals, 98 of them were gang members, members of foreign terrorist organizations as designated by the Trump administration. Also, 11 of those individuals were known or suspected terrorists, people who will not be able to commit those atrocities here in the United States because we were out on the streets arresting them and removing them and bringing them to justice. 2 of the individuals that have been arrested just since January were foreign fugitives, which means other countries were wanting them for violent crimes and looking for them, and they were able to locate them and send them home to their countries to face justice as well. Our officers are in the streets every single day doing difficult work to make sure that our laws are upheld and that families are protected. Since January, 515,000 have been arrested and deported across this country and removed for breaking our laws. 70% of those individuals had pending or criminal charges against them. I'll talk about a few of the worst that have been removed from this area, but I want you to know that the individuals that have been arrested and removed have had crimes and charges against them such as murder, assaults, homicides, robberies, carjackings, and shootings. And all of those numbers in this community in Minneapolis and St. Paul, those numbers have only gone up since 2019. Under the leadership of Mayor Fry, under the leadership of Governor Walz, more violent crimes are being perpetuated in these communities because of their refusal to defend American citizens.
Right.
Regardless, our federal officers, our ICE officers, ERO, HSI, in partnership with our Department of Justice, agencies, and other individuals throughout the federal government, we will continue to do the work to make sure that these criminals are removed from our communities. I want you to look at these posters that we have up here at the front of the room. One of the individuals, his last name is Munoz. He's from Mexico, and he was brought in and arrested for charges of homicide. Another one is Hernandez Rivieras from El Salvador. The charges against him are human slavery and trafficking of individuals in this country. Garcia's in front of us as well. His last name is Garcia Oliver from Mexico. He's been wanted and charged with sexual assault. And then another individual in front of us on these posters in front of us is Gonzalez Rivas. He's from El Salvador and is wanted for assault. These individuals have been arrested because of these individual law enforcement officers in our community and will be brought to justice and deported from our country, never to return. We also had operation that has been working in this area specific to visa fraud. Visa fraud has been very rampant in these cities, and the USCIS agency has worked on Operation Twin Shield, which is a first of its kind visa fraud operation that has gone out and investigated those who maybe came into this country under wrong paperwork or overstayed and refused to leave, and they utilized fraud to do so. It has been incredible the work that these officers have done in conjunction with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to make sure that those individuals no longer get to break our laws and aren't held to consequences of it. The violence against our law enforcement officers has gone up 1,000% in recent days, which means because of the rhetoric of politicians in Washington, D.C., but also here locally, our law enforcement officers have been demonized. And because of that, the consequences of the violence that they've had to face has been overwhelming for them at times. I'm here today to ask all of the people in Minnesota, all of the people in the Midwest and throughout our country to support your law enforcement officers, to support them and help protect them as they go out and do their jobs. Each and every single one of them took an oath. They took an oath to support and to defend this country, to defend their communities and protect people, and that's what they're doing every day when they go out and they enforce the law. They make sure that people who perpetuate violence on individuals are brought to justice, and that those who break our laws face the consequences of that and are removed from our country. We've seen attacks across our country on law enforcement, but also on their facilities. We last night had an unprecedented attack on a Coast Guard facility in California by San Francisco.
How does Freshpet make healthy food for dogs?
Let me get rid of the commercial. And we talked about the violence against the federal agents being ratcheted up. So, and we know why. Again, the rhetoric. The rhetoric. Okay. Tell me what you think about her press conference and let me know what your thoughts are. Okay. As soon as the commercial, I can skip it, I will, and we'll continue to listen. America should put its people first. Yes, Pennywise.
And we need to make sure that we're talking and sitting at a table coming up with solutions on what we can do to make America safe again. Violent protests, violent attacks and riots, and attacks on our law enforcement officers shouldn't be happening in this country. This country was founded on freedom and liberty and raising individuals who can be examples to others of the way that we should live. The Midwest and the Minnesota has always been proud of that, and I think that we can continue to set an example by new agreements that we can reach with law enforcement agencies, but also this city and this governor, by making sure that we're enforcing our laws and that we have partnerships together. In fact, we've been very encouraged by the fact that we have one of our local counties that has signed a 287G program to help us be able to make sure we're getting criminal, illegal aliens off of our streets and out of our communities and off of our roads so that we can protect individuals going forward. The people of this state deserve peace, and I'm hopeful that we'll continue to see that through the good work of these law enforcement officers in front of us. If you get the chance today, thank someone who defends our laws. Our laws matter, and if we don't like them, we change them, but in the meantime, we're going to continue to work to make America safe again. With that, I want to turn it over to Sam, who's going to talk a little bit about some of the work that this office in particular has done, and I'll let him do that, and then we'll go to David as well. Thank you, Sam.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Secretary Noem, for joining us today and for your unwavering support of the critical work we do at ICE and Homeland Security Investigations. My name is Sam Westbay. I'm the Acting Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations in St. Paul. I have the privilege of leading a team of exceptional professionals who are dedicated to safeguarding our communities and dismantling the transnational criminal networks that threaten our national security. The threats we face today are more sophisticated and global than ever before. Criminal organizations operate across borders, exploiting vulnerabilities to traffic drugs, weapons, and humans, launder money, and engage in cybercrime. These crimes don't just harm individuals, they undermine the fabric of our society, our economy, and our national security. But HSI St. Paul is meeting these challenges head on. Across Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, our agents and analysts are conducting complex investigations that are breaking apart these networks, rescuing victims, and holding perpetrators accountable. We have united with our federal partners and other law enforcement agencies to create the Homeland Security Task Force St. Paul to combat the cartels, foreign terrorist organizations, and take harmful narcotics and weapons off the streets in Minnesota and the Dakotas, like you see in front of you. The work we do is not easy. It requires long hours, meticulous attention to detail, and a willingness to confront dangerous and often unpredictable situations. But the men and women of HSI St. Paul rise to the occasion every day, driven by a deep sense of duty to the Constitution and federal laws and an unwavering commitment to the mission. As Secretary Noem has highlighted, the safety and security of the American people is our top priority. HSI St. Paul is proud to play a leading role in advancing that mission, and we will continue to do so with the same determination and resolve that has defined our work thus far. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Secretary Noem, for your leadership and for taking the time to join us here today. Your presence underscores the importance of the work we do every day in service to the mission of the Department of Homeland Security and the American people. My name is David Easterwood. I'm the Acting Field Office Director for Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO St. Paul. I'm honored to lead the officers and staff of ICRO across Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska. The men and women of ERO St. Paul embody the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and dedication. Every day, they face complex challenges with determination and resolve. ensuring the safety of our communities and the enforcement of our nation's immigration laws. Their work is critical to the security of the United States, and I am proud to lead such an outstanding team. Across Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, our efforts have made a profound impact. Whether it's apprehending criminal illegal aliens who pose a threat to public safety, managing detention operations with care and professionalism, or collaborating with federal, state, and local partners, our officers demonstrate every day what it means to serve with honor and dedication. As Secretary Noem has emphasized, our mission is clear: to protect the homeland, uphold the rule of law, and ensure the safety and security of the American people. As we move forward, I am confident that this team will continue to rise to the challenges before us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam and David. And this office has been focused on getting the worst of the worst off of our streets. The results that they have brought forward for this community and the city has been absolutely incredible. But as they talked about, they service not just Minnesota, but the surrounding region as well. And we pray every day for their safety when they're out doing their work, and that they would continue to have the support of the people who live here. So with that, we will open it up to any questions that you may have. Mm-hmm. You know, it's up to the president on if he believes that National Guard should be deployed to any situation in any city across our country. But we do have an increase of federal officers that will be coming. As you know, we had a big bill passed through Congress that allocated to us 10,000 new ICE officers across the country. We have received over 175,000 applicants for those jobs. So the first 12 to 1,500 are out in their offices now, have been trained and qualified and equipped, and are out there doing their work. We have thousands more in the next week or two that will be deployed to field offices as well. And this office will be the beneficiary of that as well. So you'll see dozens of new agents and federal officers here doing the work to get these criminals and terrorists off of our streets.
Minneapolis doesn't want that. We know that.
They were. I will let Sam talk about the specifics on each of these, but yes, these are all drugs and weapons that were seized from the operations that these law enforcement officers conducted here in this area. So I'll let you talk a little bit about specifics if you'd like to.
Yes, I don't have a lot of specifics on them because obviously some of these cases are still ongoing in the courts. But the dope and the methamphetamines, the fentanyl, and the weapons seen here have been taken off the streets in Minneapolis and St. Paul between us and our federal partners, DEA, ATF, FBI, and everyone else that we work with. But they have been taken off the streets at some point in time throughout the year here. So this is not something uncommon to this area to see this.
Madam Secretary, earlier this week, or yesterday, Mayor Rolynn said that he talked to you after President Trump said that he wouldn't be doing a federal deployment in San Francisco. What did you tell the mayor during that call? Is there still a chance that San Francisco could end up with federal immigration or crime enforcement searches?
I did talk with the mayor of San Francisco, and we talked about all of his efforts to bring some safety and security to the streets of San Francisco, and that he had had a conversation with the president, who said we would cooperate and help as much as we could, but that if he didn't get it under control, that we would move in.
Yes.
That we would bring in more support, potentially National Guard, Department of War individuals that would be able to help make sure that those people get the safety that they deserve as well.
Great.
I'll tell you what, last night was not a good example of what the mayor is accomplishing and what the people in that area are accomplishing. To see this violent individual use a truck to try to break into our Coast Guard base and to ram those individuals and threaten the lives of the individuals who serve in our Coast Guard was horrific. And we won't stand for that anymore. I talked to the president about it just a couple of hours after it happened early this morning. And the president said that was their one chance, that if they don't figure out how to protect our law enforcement officers and protect our Coast Guard members, that we would be forced to come in and protect those individuals. Listen, our Coast Guard as well has been out there doing a lot of this drug interdiction that you see across the country and across the world. They don't just have a search and rescue mission. They have a mission to go out there and do a lot of interdictions out in our maritime seas and are picking up tons of cocaine and fentanyl and meth that's being shipped in. Because our border is closed, these cartels and terrorist organizations are moving it through different methods. And so our Coast Guard has been absolute rock stars in being partners with ICE and ERO and HSI to make sure that we're not just bringing people to justice, but that we're also getting these deadly drugs off of our streets. We have saved millions of lives by doing operations like this and getting these drugs out of a system and keeping them away from our children. Right here? Our new agents that will come to this region will continue to do the work that this office has done. They'll continue to go out and to not just go after the worst of the worst, but make sure that those individuals that are in this country illegally are brought to justice and deported. You know, one thing I would remind everybody is that we've telegraphed this from the very beginning of the administration, is that if you're here illegally, go home. We will give you $1,000 cash, we will buy you a plane ticket, and you will get the chance to come back to America the right way. If you wait until we detain you and have to deport you, it may take you months to get there, to get through the due process of it, and then you will never get the chance to come back to America and to be one of our citizens and enjoy what is so special about this country. So again, everyone should go download the CBP One app and be able to facilitate your flight and your payment, and we would like to get you back home to your country so that if you want to come back, you can do it the right way. It's been incredibly successful. The question is if it's been successful encouraging people to voluntarily go home? Absolutely. We have over 1.6 million people that have voluntarily deported on their own, decided, you know what, I'm not going to wait until they come and find me and arrest me. I'm going to go home now and get the chance to come back. And many of these countries that they are coming from have set up different programs and training opportunities for them. You go to Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Panama, many of these countries have training programs, housing loans that they...
Enterprise data teams are facing a turning point.
All right. Citizen Kane. Oh, wow. Yes, Robert, get rid of these Somalis. Jeez, what is it with Minneapolis? So I didn't realize that many had self-deported. That's great, right? Brian, I recently retired from San Diego School District. The wokeness and indoctrination was too much that I couldn't stand it any longer. Brian, that's where I'm at, but I've only got this is year 28, so I'm almost done. When I get rid of this commercial, we'll continue listening. Oh, she's got some great info. I like that. Whoa, over 1 million people. Okay, we need 1 million more to do the same thing.
Our agents follow the exact same operational protocols and regulations and structure and law that they always have. Nothing has changed for how they operate, going out there and making sure they're detaining people that are here illegally, that have committed criminal activities, and that need to be removed from our country.
Secretary Noem, can
Yes.
you or Mr. Westbay provide some clarification on the two men on the posters behind you? Did they live in this area? When were they arrested? Any more details you can provide on them?
Do you want to talk?
I might actually have to defer to
Yeah.
David on this one.
Yep.
I believe those are your-
I've got some details too. Let me, Aldrin Guarnero Munez was a Mexican who has been convicted of assault and homicide in 2004. He was arrested for first-degree assault, third-degree assault, and malicious punishment of a child. In 2005, convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 32 years in prison. In 2015, arrested for 2 counts of third-degree assault. In 2016, again, convicted of third-degree assault and sentenced to 21 months in prison. And yes, the individual was arrested under this administration since President Trump has come in.
Thank God.
The next one, Jose Hernandez Rivas, an El Salvadorian illegal alien convicted of human slavery and trafficking. In 2023, he was convicted of 1 count of labor or sex trafficking, which is a felony, and he was sentenced to 10 to 12 years of prison, again, arrested with this administration. Now, I'll remind you that our detainers that we have on individuals here are not being honored by the state. So when an individual, we lodge a detainer against someone that's going to be released back out onto the streets, this state is not honoring those detainers, correct? Which means those dangerous criminals are released and we have to go out and find them. We wish the state would change their position on that. Francisco Garcia Olivier, an illegal alien from Mexico, was convicted of sexual assault. In 2021, convicted of attempted sexual assault in the first degree and sexual assault on a child of the third degree, and sentenced to 12 to 14 years in prison. And the last one is David Gonzalez Rivas, illegal alien from El Salvador, pending charges for assault, additional pending charges including drug possession, weapons possession, and also that includes a felony charge of carrying a concealed weapon. So, yes. One last question. Who wants to be the last one? Yes, sir.
During the October 18th raid in Wilder, Idaho, multiple parents say that their children, youngest kid was zip tied for up to 4 hours. Other parents say they were frustrated and unable to care for their kids. Most of them were U.S. citizens who were released. Does ICE have any policies on the treatment of minors during raids? And so do you make sure that your partner agencies are aware of the rules ahead of time?
Absolutely. Those children, absolutely, that never happened. That's a fake story. That is not true. Children have never been zip tied, and that will not happen in the future.
Secretary Noem, can you tell us whether you plan to increase immigration capacity in terms of detainment for Minnesota, including possibly entering a contract to use the third correctional facility?
I can't speak specific to a contract, but we are looking for more opportunities for detention partnerships here in the state of Minnesota. So we're looking a lot to state agreements, but also where the state isn't cooperative, such as Governor Walz has not been. I would say we're looking for sheriffs, local communities, smaller towns that may have the ability to help provide and partner with us, because they know so many of these individuals that are dangerous in their communities, and they can work with us to make sure that we're meeting not just their law enforcement needs, but also we're getting those people out of their area as soon as possible. Yeah. Well, I think starting by calling our law enforcement officers Nazis and Gestapo would be just about the worst thing you could ever do. When you have someone who has taken an oath to give their life to defend communities and to defend this country and our Constitution, that's a horrible thing to say. And I haven't heard him apologize for it yet either. But if he would sign agreements with us to have our backs out on operations, that he would help with the safety and the security of our federal officers when they're out there protecting people, and making sure that we're focused on getting the worst of the worst off our streets as soon as possible, that would be absolutely wonderful. That would be a sea change that would be fundamental, because I don't know how he sleeps at night. I don't know how he goes to bed knowing that he's letting these people walk these streets and there could be more victims the next day. I hope that the next family who loses their child to the drugs that are on this table or illegal weapons that are on the streets doesn't have to put up with a governor like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Did you have anything that you wanted? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, she means business. All right, I agree. And this is what I voted for. And I've been reading all of your comments. Now, this is a shame, folks, that the Democrats are putting people who they're supposed to be protecting, their constituents, putting their lives at risk. Look at this. Oh my God. Whoa. I just don't get it with these people. All right, let me show you the aerial. So they're out protesting against Kristi Noem because of her appearance in the Twin Cities and because she was discussing immigration enforcement. And so that's why those idiots are out in the street. And I will share with you. Hit the like button, please, folks. Let me share that with you. And there's no sound. Just people protesting. Unfortunately, there is no sound whatsoever. Let me close this out. Okay. So, what did you think about her speech? Bryn, welcome. Everyone, let's give Bryn a nice warm Rolynn's Reviews welcome. Bryn, I love your profile picture. I see the kitty, so I'm going to send you some little kitty cats. Everyone give Bryn a nice warm welcome, please. Welcome to the family, Bryn. We are glad that you are here. All right. And a lot of the things that we have discussed, we're trying to keep up with everything now. So is that the protest? Let me see. So again, I just wanted to show you, they were protesting what we were just watching. They are, again, I think we've heard what, yeah, the kitties, boom. We know how Minneapolis feels. They do everything for illegals. There is nothing new to see here. And they're mad. They do not want ICE there. They don't want the federal agents there. And Brandon Johnson's police security. Oh, wow. Citizen Kane. Woo! That's a lot of. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is the aerial view, right? They want ICE out. They're calling them Nazis. They're doing all kinds of crazy things. Bryn, you need to check out today is Friday. I did a video so that you know what we're all about. We did a video on ghetto mothers who are saying they're going to start running into Walmart and stealing food, and they're upset with Trump. I'll drop that link. How you doing, Paulina? They're upset. They're blaming him. But this is the aerial. While you're looking at that, I will see if there's anything else. So what did you think about her commentary? And they are making progress, but like Pennywise said, it is so much of a mess. They allowed millions of people, illegals, all kinds of criminals to come across that border. And now some people are talking trash. Trump said he was going to do this, and Trump said he was going to do that. It takes time. He had and still has a big mess to clean up. Prosperity. Boom. Boom. Okay, so I'm looking to see if there are any more live protests. I do not believe so. What are your thoughts, Bryn? It will take time, but at least Trump has a vision and has the support of most Americans. Bryn, this is what I voted for, so I'm not complaining. I love it. That's just where I'm at. And Snap is disappearing. Okay. They came caravan after caravan. Right. We know who was funding it, WAPX. We know. And the Democrats were doing this, flooding our country with these illegals and many of them criminals, due to what they're trying to do, the Cloward-Piven strategy. Brent, it will take time. Yes, it will. The whole entire Biden administration needs to go to prison. Tina, you've been here long enough to know, I've said if I had my way, all of these Democrats need to be charged with treason against the American people. So, I am definitely on board, right? Definitely on board with that. I've said it 1,000 times. Jeez. MAGA, Tina, I love how they talk about stolen land, but they don't comprehend how the land got stolen. Woo! Yeah, keep Miss Prosperity, keep doing a good job, love. Just be safe. Oh my God. So let me see. I don't see where any more live coverage is going on. What you're looking at is an aerial view, okay, of protesters who are angry, and they're protesting against, of course, what's going on with ICE and the illegals. Okay, Prosperity, thank you. Prosperity, go ahead and drop your channel link, dear. Okay. Tina, me neither. What happened to follow the laws? Dems say that, but then have the exceptions. Bryn, they have exceptions. If you're an illegal, there are no laws. It's a totally hedonistic situation. Do what you feel. There are no ramifications. There are no consequences. Boom. And that's how they've been operating. So, hey, we know what we're up against, and we know what this is about. It's about power, it's about control, and they don't give a flip about the American people. Now, I'm not saying that the Republicans are perfect, but God knows they didn't flood this country with millions of illegals. So I can say that. They're not perfect, because I had someone saying that to me. I'm like, hey, I never said they haven't done anything wrong. Just like with Trump, when some people are talking trash, they don't like some of the things he's doing. I'm like, look, regardless of who you vote for, you are not going to like every single thing that they do. That's life, people. People are so shallow sometimes. I'm like, oh my God. All right. So release these illegal criminals in these protesters' neighborhood. Okay, Robert, I'm all for that. I will swing by there after this. Prosperity. Randy said he's picking up dinner tonight. Mama's got the night off. Okay, Maga, cool. It's called two-tier justice system. They can say no one is above the law. Yeah. MAGA has a Chippewa. The tribes were doing that to each other before the white men ever came over here. Okay, Tina, thanks. Oh, did you hear that the liberal media was caught lying about the number of No King protesters? They posted a 2017 crowd video of the Boston Marathon saying it was the No King. CJ, that's all they do is lie. Yes, Greg. They're Marxist. We know that. Yeah. There's so many illegals in our country that they really do not know how many. Tina, they don't. Nothing but facts there. They don't know. CJ, that is pathetic that they had to use that and pretend. And notice they haven't been panning the last couple of times that I was live streaming these marches. They weren't really showing the crowds like that. We know why. I had a field day on Columbus Day with everyone that was bad-mouthing the white man for having a day. You'd think they would have given him an entire month. Rusty, they have nothing else to do. The Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area has a 2025 Somali population of 80,000. OMG. Wow. That's not right. And people, again, I don't know why people are voting these people into office. WAPX says 23 million were officially counted from 2024, and probably millions weren't counted. Yeah, WAPX, think about all the people who are hiding because their paperwork is not right. You're absolutely right. You're right. All right, so that's pretty much all I had to share with you. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button. Also, if you enjoyed the content, hey, why not share out the video? Okay. If you have Facebook or social media, share the stream out. Okay. I wasn't going to stay on here very long. I told you, those of you just joining, I walked like 20 miles. We had a field trip today and I did a lot of walking. So, yeah. You're still looking at the aerials. I don't know why there is no sound, but you see what's going on here. All right. Take care of vets before these people. Boom. Yes. Bryn, thanks, Rolynn and chat. Have a great day and weekend. Bryn, I'll be live tomorrow. Don't miss the live tomorrow, love. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out now if there are no Kings protests, I may just go live and let the stream run for a couple of hours. Just depends on what's going on. Okay. Yes, Bryn. And especially when you have about 30 teenagers. Yes. Thank you, WAPX. So, Bryn, I hope you come back tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow and Sunday. Probably not Monday because I have a meeting, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably Friday. Okay, Rusty. Well, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, I am pooped. You need to test Miss Rolynn. Get ready for the weekend. I know. Prosperity. Normally on Saturdays, I normally go live about 6 o'clock. But if there are these protests going on, we don't know what these coops are going to do. You know what I've been doing the last 3 or 4 weeks is just jumping on at like 10 or 11 o'clock. So those of you who are here now, just check. We don't know what will be going on, but I may jump on and live stream the protesters. Okay. Tina, I heard today daily there are issued 68,000 illegal licenses. Yeah. Wow. Driving those big trucks, killing Americans. Yes. Oh, Connie, I'm fine, love. I had to keep up with those teenagers because, when you take them off campus, you're still legally responsible for them. But they were fine. But still, I had to do a lot of walking. But that's okay. It's good for the heart. News Nation linked to Chicago congressional hearing on ICE crackdown. Citizen Kane, yeah. If the protests are pretty much just doing the same thing, I'll just I think Prosperity shared some clips with me, so I may just do something on Chicago. How you doing, Lisa? Oh, Connie, I am going to get off from here, take a shower, and watch my westerns, watch Gunsmoke and The Rifleman, and that will be it. Don't sing. CJ told me not to sing that song yes, Pennywise. Thank you so much, love. What an asset you've become to the channel. Thank you. Pennywise and Bryn and Lisa, how you doing, love? Hey, if you have Facebook, share the channel out. Lisa's fixing dinner. Okay. I hope that you had a fantastic Friday. I really do. Yeah, help the homeless veterans. If you're going to take my tax money, at least spend it on first of all, Americans, like vets, veterans, old people and disabled people. That's if you're going to take my money, at least do that for me. I agree. Where are we? Thank you, Miss Rolynn. And I have a grandbaby. Oh, God, Tina, you're going to be busy. You're going to be pooped tomorrow. Yeah, Miss Prosperity, tell your husband. I know he does, probably not on the street. Love you too, Pennywise. Tell your husband I said thank you for your service, sir. Yeah, Pennywise, just subscribe to the channel and has been here at every live. Thank you so much. Mackinac Island because she had to be away for a weekend. Really, Maga? Wow. Oh yeah, I made CJ. I made it a little bit shorter because I told you oh my God. Woo! I did some walking today. But I'll get refreshed. I'll go and get some sleep, get some rest, and I'll be refreshed tomorrow. Yeah, good night to all of you. I love you. Be safe. There are no, let me pause this. If you remember the video I did with the Democrats masquerading in the black community as KKK, look at these people over here with these red robes and these white hats. That was the thumbnail I used for that video. Wow. Tube Steak, how you doing? Hit the like button, love. All right. So we're done. Yes, thank you for all of my military people. Thank you for your service. If your spouse is served, thank you for their service. That's okay, my girls. You're fine, love. Tina said I'm getting too old for these babies. Tina, you sound like me. One of my students on the field trip wanted to go to the gift shop. I said, we're going to go. We'll all go. Because, when you're on a field trip, they want to go off on their own because they think they're grown. No, you're staying with the group, So I was enjoying the field trip. But, of course, me and the other chaperones, we're still having to watch and monitor the students because, pervs are everywhere, Yeah, love you too, Connie. So we're going to get off. And if you feel that you learned something and you enjoyed this live, share it with a friend or a family member. All my love, Rolynn, like Jason Warren said, Rolynn, get some sleep. You're looking tired. All of my love. All of my love. That's one of my favorite Zeppelin songs. Oh, woo. Yeah, everyone else, get some rest. It's been a long work week. Yeah, I love you. Be safe. And I hope to see all of you here tomorrow. Okay. On the Rolynn's Reviews YouTube channel. Woohoo! Also, if you get a chance, if you will, leave a comment under the video. That helps to trigger the logarithm. YouTube loves engagement. Right, CJ? That's like one of my all-time favorite. That and Kashmir. And there are a lot of Zeppelin songs I love, but those two, woo, yeah. Yes, all of you as well. I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section. Thank you again for spending your very valuable time here. Bye-bye, Juggalo. At the Rolynn's Reviews YouTube channel. I'm coming to talk to you right now.